SkyTour news for February 4th. I'm Amanda Curran. Today, in 1961, Sputnik 7's failure to launch. Sputnik 7 was a Soviet spacecraft which was to be the first to explore Venus, but 0.8 of a second after ignition, cavitation in the liquid oxygen flowing through the oxidizer pump caused the pump to fail, resulting in engine failure and enabling the craft to leave low Earth orbit. It re-entered the atmosphere over Siberia on the 26th of February 1961, and to avoid embarrassment, the Soviet government announced that the entire spacecraft, including the upper stage, was a test of a heavy satellite which would serve as a launch platform for future missions. A week later, its sister probe, Venera 1, was successfully launched, heading towards Venus, but the telemetry on the mission failed a week into flight. Today in 2002, the International Space Station loses control. After Vesta computers developed communication problems and failed to transfer data to the US gyros on the Z1 module, the GNC MDM computer on the US side stopped stabilizing the station. The computer problems also prevented Z1 from handing over controls to the backup thruster system on Vesta. At 13:18 UTC, the station tumbled, in danger of losing electrical power, and experiments were shut down as systems were put into emergency mode. The crew were able to manually point the US solar arrays, preventing any loss of power. The station restored to operations later in the day, with altitude controls resuming at 1843 UTC on thrusters and 1920 UTC on gyros. Today in 2004, the Ulysses spacecraft makes its closest approach to Jupiter. The primary goal of the Ulysses mission was to orbit the Sun and to study it at all latitudes. To do so, the probe needed to change its orbital inclination and leave the plane of the solar system. To reach the desired orbit around the Sun, a gravity-assisted maneuver around Jupiter was chosen, and during Ulysses' second approach, it was able to make its closest observations at 0.8 astronomical units. This was SkyTour News.